this is wild. Bibi Netanyahu is back in DC. Obviously he had some dry cleaning to do, was piling up. And he met with...
He didn't have to stop in Europe, thank God. He wouldn't have been able to make the flight.
He wouldn't have been able to leave. Yeah, exactly. So he's there visiting Donald Trump. This is yesterday. There's some two choice moments. Let's first just talk about like Netanyahu's claims that Hamas is the ones who are locking Gazans into Gaza. Remember, the people who live in Gaza were displaced by 1948, like the Nakba, the creation of the state of Israel. These are people who were pushed into Gaza. Israel controls the air, sea, the land, every way in, every good, every medicine, on and on and on. And this is after Donald Trump also echoes his like, it's a prime piece of real estate and everyone's dying. There's the death. Have you seen this, Bibi? And he's like, yes, I have. You know, we toast to it every night. And it's like, this guy just thinks that Palestinians drop dead on their own. It's like, he's like a New York Times headline come to life. But this is what Bibi said. I don't know what the question was, but you just have to hear him claiming that Gazans are holding themselves there.
Would you like to answer that question?
I think what the president talked about is, first of all, to give people a choice. You know, Gazans were closed in. And every other place, including in arenas of battle, I mean, whether it's Ukraine or Syria or any other place, people could leave. Gaza was the only place where they locked them in. We didn't lock them in. They're locked in. And what is wrong with giving people a choice? Now, we've been talking, including over lunch, about some countries, I won't go into them right now, that are saying, you know, if Gazans want to leave, we want to take them in. And I think this is the right thing to do. If you give, you know, it's going to take years to rebuild Gaza. In the meantime, people can have an option. The president has a vision. Countries are responding to that vision. We're working on it. I hope we'll have good news for you.
There are no words for this man. We'll just, look, we're going to ethnically cleanse you from your home, but you can come back eventually. I mean, for those of you who live, but how do we get out, sir? Oh, no, well, everything's blocked. I mean, there's no way to get out. You are sitting ducks.
Yeah.
We are killing you every single day. What is it, like 100 civilians a day since the ceasefire was broken by Israel? And now he's out here claiming that they're the ones who've locked themselves in there is fucking wild. Even the Amnesty calls it an open air prison.
Yeah, I mean, I think also something that I don't think Americans grasp is that if Gazans and Palestinians in general, if they leave where they are, they lose their refugee status, they lose the right of return in the international law. And so I don't think any Palestinian wanted to set up Jabalia and live in a refugee camp for the last 80 years. I don't think that was a choice. I think it was under the auspices that they would eventually, you know, get to go home, that there'd be a solution to this, and that there'd be some kind of, I don't know, international justice. And also, I think most Americans don't know anything about the situation with travel, medicine, and things like that. You know, it's like, so often I try to have conversations with people about this, and they're like, you know, the average media just depicts this as like these violent people that are just so violent, and they, you know, they want terrorism because it gets fed to them in their whatever water supply.
Sure,
but they don't realize that, like, you know, your grandpa died because he wasn't given the permits to go to the doctor, or where they had the MRI, and now there's not even a fucking MRI machine anywhere. So that, and you know, also your kid got literally decimated. So we're like, I'm just talking about before this. I don't think Americans understand any of that stuff. You know, they don't understand what was it, the March of Return that was every Friday?
I think, I mean, I honestly think that they were starting to, you know, even my mom as a barometer was always like, you know, when Obama was elected, I think 2009 was another attack on Gaza, right? Israel, I mean, Netanyahu hated this, hated Obama. I'm not saying he did it to spite Obama, but like every 3 years, Israel would attack Gaza and use all their newfangled weaponry to, you know, kill a portion of them, and kill a portion again of this like very, very young population. And I remember my mom at the time was like, what is going on? Why? But October 7th really was this moment of like, okay, we can put all of that aside, all of like any history aside. And now it's ethnic cleansing, game on. But there are 2 million people there. So what are you going to do? Like, are you going to kill them all? Is that the goal?
It seems like that's their plan. I mean, literally.
Absolutely. Because there is no actual, I mean, it would be terrifying to see this, but there isn't a, hey, here's an international body that is helping facilitate the peaceful, exit from Gaza. I would absolutely be against that. I want to just name that. And I do not think that anyone should be advocating for that. But the reason I think we're in this moment also is because Biden doubled down, because sadly, there's not a lot of daylight. There isn't what I'm about to show you. But sadly, in practice, there wasn't enough daylight between what Biden was doing and what Trump is doing. Obama actually put the most daylight, even though settlements were expanded, put the most daylight between him and Netanyahu on this. And fucking Biden is, again, Golda Meir rocked him like a baby on a blanket and told him everything the light touches is his. But this was the...
don't forget all of the cowards in Congress like John Fetterman and Chuck Schumer and anybody.
Oh, yeah, he's practically a Palestinian. This is Donald Trump, and everyone needs to just hear the whole thing. He is trying to tell us how terrible Hamas is, and as captors, how awful they are. Again, despite images that we've seen of hostages being released, again, as per peace deals, largely unscathed, seemingly fed, and yet we've also seen those images of Palestinians being released. They are not the same. But anyway, put that aside. Here he's making a parallel between the love shown by, yes, the Germans in Nazi Germany toward Jewish people. He doesn't fully square that. He doesn't like fully circle it, but you see what he's hinting at. And there's oh my God, listen.
The stories they told me, I mean, as an example, I said to them, was there any sign of love? You were there, 10 people. It's only 10, but it's pretty representative. Did the Hamas show any signs of like help or liking you? Did they wink at you? Did they give you a piece of bread extra? Did they give you a meal on the side, like you think of doing, like what happened in Germany, what happened elsewhere? People would try and help people that were in unbelievable distress. They said no. I said all of them. I said, did they ever wink at you like you'll be okay? You're going to be okay? No, they didn't do that. They'd slap us. The hatred is unbelievable. And the lives, they lived in a pipe, not really a tunnel, it was a pipe. And they always thought they were suffocating. They were going to suffocate.
Did they even wink at you, Andy? Yeah. Like the love, like even in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh my God. First of all, the obsession with being winked at by a Hamas fighter or like a German soldier is like, was there even like a love, like a romance?
Did they ever do like a little act out where they pretended that they were going to spill your food and then they were like, I caught it, just like...
like the benevolent Nazis in Germany. Like, I don't know how much more proof we need that he loves Hitler. Like I'm sorry, he is a Nazi. He likes Hitler. He had Hitler speeches by his bedside. We know that from his first wife. He said he wanted generals who were loyal like Hitler. Now, of course, and it shouldn't, there's no hypocrisy here. When you're a Zionist, Christian Zionist, Jewish Zionist, there's no hypocrisy of lauding Germans above Hamas. Ultimately, Hamas is worse because they stand in the way of your nation building. You know what I mean? That is actually worse. But again, we're trying to be a little bit consistent. And as someone like Miss Rachel gets called anti-Semitic, holy shit, the president just said there was love shown by certain Germans that Hamas didn't even show. I mean, I guess like we live in a fucking parody.
Yeah, it's upside down world. I mean, it's the same thing. ADL coming out to support Elon after he did a Nazi salute, which is just like, at that point, it's like all credibility's lost. I mean, he's saying this also in front of the prime minister of Israel, like somebody who should definitely get upset. If anybody should get upset, the descendant of Holocaust survivors should probably get upset about that. And all I could focus on was I was trying to look at Pete Hegseth's hands to see if they were shaking.
Right? Wait, but Pete was like looking like JD was just making love to Trump. Just like watching him just like sort of intently. Yes, every single thing you say. And like JD also is like, Europe probably should have won. I mean, Germany probably should have won World War II. But then even Pete Hegseth is straight up looking at the ground, just like, we're gonna get through this. Oh boy. Oh, we said Germany again. Oh boy. And I just, you don't expect that from Pete to be, but like even he is like, listen, we're both rapists here, but I have some lines. You know what I mean? Oh boy.
He'll probably sell out the Beacon Theater if he comes through.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.